Howdy folks, I'm Brian.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. And folks, we have a live stream coming up tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And with that also means that I'm probably not going to record a Friday or weekend episode again this weekend because I'll probably want to rest my voice after that live stream. So hopefully next weekend we'll be able to go through the whole week. But for this weekend, we'll save my voice a little bit more. So let's get started. All right, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Voicing Disappointment When I Only Received Gifts for My Unborn Baby on My 30th Birthday? I am a 30-year-old female, and I recently celebrated my 30th birthday. I'm married to my husband, Tom, a 32-year-old male, and I'm currently around 7 months pregnant with our first child. I specifically wanted a low-key birthday this year because I'm pregnant and I get tired quickly. So I went out for a steak dinner with my close friends and family. Most of my friends and family had purchased presents for my 30th. I was very excited to open them, but to my surprise, every single present I received was actually for my unborn baby. I didn't receive one single gift that was actually for me. To be clear, this wasn't a baby shower or a celebration for the baby. It was my 30th birthday, so I would have expected any presents that I received would be specifically for me. Even my own parents and sister bought me things for the baby. I know that everyone is excited about the baby, and I'm sure that the gifts were given with good intentions. But I'm still so hurt. Turning 30 is a milestone birthday, and I had hoped that my closest friends and family would think to buy me gifts that were for me. It's not as though I expected a lot of gifts or wanted anything in particular. I just would have wanted to get perfume or skincare or anything that was specifically for me. It honestly made me feel like I've become nothing more than a vessel for the baby, which I know sounds way too dramatic, but that's how I felt at the time. My husband agrees that it was thoughtless, although he thinks that everyone probably got carried away with the excitement about the baby and didn't realize how it would make me feel. I ended up calling my mother after the dinner and saying how I truly felt. She was very quiet on the phone, but later she sent me a long message about how ungrateful and entitled I am. I wrote back that I felt disappointed because the birthday was my 30th, a milestone birthday, and should have focused on me as a person and not turned into a baby shower. My mother completely disagreed and called me ungrateful again. Then I received a message from my sister calling me out for having a sour attitude at the party because I was feeling sad about not receiving any gifts specifically for me. I am grateful for the gifts for my unborn baby, but I just wish that some of them had been for me because it was my birthday. I also reached out to one of my best friends about it, and she immediately apologized and said that she didn't think it through properly. I'm not sure if I will bother reaching out to anyone else, as I don't want to harp on the issue, and I know that my sister and mother hate me in the moment. I especially know that my mother is pretty mad with me and is now refusing to talk to me. At least my husband is on my side, but I don't know if it's because he just wants to be supportive because I'm pregnant, or if he really means it. Maybe I am entitled and I just don't see it. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, absolutely not the jerk. And the question I have is, how many baby gifts did your husband receive for his birthday?
Well, and I mean, I think that's an important question there too, right? I mean, if they had a birthday recently and the husband didn't receive any baby gifts, I mean, I think that's a pretty good indicator that they are viewing OP and the baby as one and the same at that point in time, right?
Like, this is OP's birthday. It has zero zilch to do with the baby. Now, if OP had specifically requested baby items, that would be fine. But without some specific request, the fact that everyone just bought baby gifts, I mean, it does seem like they are treating OP as just a vessel for the baby.
Yeah.
And all their excitement is not for celebrating OP's milestone birthday, but for celebrating the baby.
Yeah.
And also, like, the mom and her whole, oh, you're so entitled. OP, just get yourself a gift for her birthday, because apparently giving people gifts for their kids for their birthday is totally acceptable.
Or just give her a gift for the baby. Yeah, the mother be like, oh, here.
Yeah, you're a grandmother now. All you get is baby gifts.
Yeah, all you get is baby gifts. So I feel bad for OP here. I understand where they're coming from. I think that they have, the right to be upset about this situation. And I just hope that they can move past this, and hopefully the people who have hurt OP understand why OP is hurt, right? But it doesn't sound like it just from some of these
Well,
responses.
hopefully OP's other friends will understand and rally around OP,
Mm-hmm.
because unfortunately our culture does kind of make women like peripheral to their children. And that's a really bad thing, but people fall into the habit of, just thinking, oh, well, I'm doing something for the child and I'm doing something for OP. And it's really important that we have these kind of conversations with people and like
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge like, well, you wouldn't do this to my husband. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
I think making that clear, if if they can reflect on it and realize, well, okay, maybe there's a point there. If we wouldn't do this for a guy, why would we do this for a woman?
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Asking My Partner to Pick Up a Case of Water since he won't let me use the 48 cases that we have in the basement? And Amber wants to read this one.
My husband and I have been living together for over 6 years. He has always been a prepper. He has all the survival gear and supplies in the world. We currently have about 48 cases of bottled water in the basement. We cannot drink the tap water where we live. We usually keep about 2 to 3 cases of water upstairs for use. We ran out. I asked him if I could take a case from the basement and replace it the next day. He said no. I asked why not, if I would replace it. He said, because I made a rule, for emergencies only. I get frustrated and told him, okay, then can you go to the store today and get me some water since I can't have any of the multiple cases that we have? He has been giving me the cold shoulder since then. He did end up going and getting a case of water from the gas station, but he will not talk to me. His entire energy is clear that he doesn't want to be around me. For reassurance, I asked him, can you at least tell me if we are good? He said, I'm not going to talk about it. What could I have done differently? Should I have just went to the store myself and got a case of water? Am I the jerk for getting frustrated that I can't drink the water we have, even with the promise of replacing it the next day? I'm flabbergasted that I'm sitting here wondering if my partner is about to leave me over me wanting water. I should add an edit. I do love him very much. I was a shell of a person when he met me, and he helped to build me up. He helped me get my driver's license and my independence. He showed me things I had never learned before. We are also very traditional. I do work part-time, but he pays all the bills while I do all of the housework, and I use my part-time money for things for myself, gas in my car, birthday presents, etc. I want this to work with him. I genuinely need advice on how to communicate with someone who gets defensive or cold when things are not done the way they were anticipating them to be done. All right, what do we think?
Well, I don't know that he's going to be up for this, but I think that they should go into couples therapy at the very minimum here if this is something that OP wants to work out, because this isn't a healthy way for him to actually deal with conflict, right? Like him blowing up at OP and then stonewalling her and being like, "Oh, well, you are just defying me, therefore I'm not going to talk to you." That's really immature, and I don't think that OP deserved that kind of treatment there. And the fact of the another thing that I kind of want to mention is like with prepper stuff, you're supposed to rotate that stuff out anyways. So why isn't he just using this as an opportunity to rotate out through the oldest stuff that could be expired at this point in time, right?
Yeah, well, I was going to point out like water has a shelf life. And it's not because the water inside the bottles is going to go bad, it's because the plastics that they're contained in. And so if he has 48 cases of water that are sitting there for decades, like there's microplastics leaching into the water from the bottles. And like I guess in an apocalypse, maybe that doesn't matter so much.
No,
But
I mean that doesn't matter, right?
but there's nothing wrong with like you were saying, rotating supplies out and keeping it fresh.
Yeah.
I also want to bring attention to this water is communal, should be communal property. The fact that he has 48 cases of water that he is treating as just his, like, I'm concerned about the financial dynamics in this household. It sounds like he is supposed to be the provider, and expecting OP to go out and get water because they ran out when that's a grocery item that should be provided, that's a little concerning to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here that's concerning to me, and I really do hope that he can grow up and be a little more mature, because I just think that this is a very unhealthy dynamic. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk If I Throw Away a Box of Inherited Photos and Clippings? I inherited a box of old photos from an in-law who passed away about 10 years ago, and whose husband passed away about 50 years ago. They never had children of their own, and the photos are most definitely his family's. I barely knew her and obviously never met him. I got the box because I'm the only one in the family with the most interest in documenting the family tree. I picked out a few photos of this couple, but I don't want everything, and no one else on our side is interested. I did a deep dive and I found one of his elderly relatives, an in-law somehow, and she agreed to take a small envelope full of photos, but she refused the rest. Said that she was almost blind and wouldn't be able to make out the photos and would trash it all if I sent her more. I can't blame her. She has to be close to 90 herself, and I'm sure she didn't want more stuff. I sent her the envelope and I gave her contact info, and she said that she would try to get in touch with other family members to see who would want them. Never heard back from anyone. I did another search a couple of years later and located 3 direct descendants in my area. I was able to track down some good contact info online. One never responded, one said that she didn't want any of it, and one replied that she was interested and would reach out again to set a time to meet up at a neutral location to take the box. She never did, and when I tried her again, she didn't respond. The box contains photos as old as the 1860s. There are some military photos that I think are from the Korean War. There are some greeting cards and telegrams, newspaper clippings about engagements and weddings and obituary notices, baptismal certificates, high school certificates. There's even a tin with an old reel of somebody's wedding. I've had this box for like 10 years now and even brought it with me when we moved into a new home. It's a large box. I've kept it this long because I don't have anything like this from any family, but I can't help but think that somebody at some point in time will want some of this. Am I the jerk, or will I be the jerk if I just threw it all away? Or should I try again to find somebody to take this? I'm interested in knowing what other people would do. Thanks in advance. All right, folks, what do you think?
Reach out to your local historical society, especially if the photos are from, like if they were local people, then this could be of a lot of interest to local historians. And it sounds like these, like the clippings and stuff, are connected to specific people. And so that's going to help give some context to who these people are. It sounds like there's a lot there to help them identify the people and kind of, come up with the story. So I would definitely recommend, reaching out to a historical society in wherever most of the photos are from.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to try to get them digitally archived too.
Mm-hmm.
That way, OP can get a digital archive of all this information, and then maybe give it to a historical society. And then if anybody does show up wanting some of this stuff, they can just point to them to the or give them a copy of the digital archive and say, well, nobody was claiming it, so I gave it to a historical society. And if you want to see the originals, you have to go there. But if you want a copy, here's the copy, right? And that way they don't have to worry about either type of situation coming up.
Yeah. Now, worst case scenario, if for some reason you can't find a historical society to take the stuff, you could also try pawn shops. They will sell old photos. You probably would not get much of anything for the photos themselves, but they will sometimes take that kind of items. I would not recommend that over a historical society or a library or some kind of institution that would preserve them. But like, I would say that's better than just throwing them out.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Using a Discount When Replacing My Girlfriend's Hair Tool? I accidentally broke one of my girlfriend's curling irons yesterday after knocking it onto the floor. I apologized and immediately went online to replace it. I googled the Tymo brand's official site and ordered her a new one, and also threw in a nicer Gold Plus model. Then I showed her the order and she saw that I had used a discount code. She told me that using a discount code made it seem like I wasn't genuinely sorry and asked me to cancel the order and buy everything again at full price. Apparently, paying the sale price was cheap and showed a lack of sincerity. This honestly confused me. She is getting the exact same product. I'm replacing what I broke and buying an extra upgraded one. Why would deliberately paying more for the same thing make me more sincere? We argued about it for a little while, and eventually I just canceled everything and reordered at full price. Now I'm sitting here wondering if I'm actually missing something. Would you folks consider using a discount in this situation cheap or insincere? Edit, thanks to all the replies. I haven't been able to respond to all the comments because I was busy writing a breakup text. The whole thing got so ridiculous that I genuinely started second guessing myself, so I really appreciate everyone who commented. I'm out of that mess now. Edit 2, I canceled the order, but I did use the discount code to buy a new one. I decided that I'm going to give it to my mom instead. I'm pretty sure she'll love it. All right, folks, what do you think?
I was not the jerk until the second edit. I think that now everyone's in the wrong. OP, you did break the item. You need to replace it. It's fine to use the discount code. It's fine to break up with her, but you should still replace the item you broke.
Yeah, I mean, replacing the item was probably like the bare minimum of what OP should have done here. I do think like they broke it, so they should buy a new one, and I think that's a bit in poor taste. But everything else I think is fine.
Yeah.
It's not cheap or insincere to use a discount code.
No, it just makes sense. Like, why would someone want you to spend more money for something you could get for cheaper?
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What type of markets do dogs avoid?
Flea markets.
Yep.
I mean, I think that one's an old one.
I'm going to do another one. What's a cat's favorite color?
Meowy birthday.
Purple.
Oh, I see.
I saw there was a cat one below, and I was like, since you got that one on the first try, I was like, we gotta do a second one.
Oh, I see. And I have a special guest tea, some throat coat tea.
And today is a very special day. It's Choose Your Own Adventure Book Day. Now, this is not supposed to be a permanent fixture on my desk, but I read a bunch of the endings back in May, but they have a little checklist at the back of like, have you found all these endings? And so I set it aside to come back to it, and I haven't come back to it yet, so it's been sitting on my desk. But it's called Hair Raising Summer, hair as in rabbit, and it's kind of like the Give Yourself Goosebumps books. It's a fun little read, and I'm looking forward to finding out the rest of the endings.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Thanks so much to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and our guidance, and please have it on treating women like incubators.
Don't do that. Treat women like they are their own individual people, even when they're pregnant.
Yeah. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.